Recording. Today, I'm interviewing my wife, Eleanor Jones. Eleanor and I have been married for 29 years, and we have 3 adult children. Thank you, Eleanor, for granting me this interview.
No problem.
Okay, let's get started. All right. How do you think seminary has affected my development or spiritual growth?
I think it has allowed you to reflect on yourself, use reflective strategies to assess yourself and to look at areas within yourself to grow, develop, expand on your spiritual growth.
Okay. How have you seen God affirm my calling?
How have I seen God confirm your calling? I have seen, my experience is that you have been able to work with people that don't look like you, and also you have been able to work with others who may not agree with everything, but you are able to work with others. Just like Jesus was able to work with others and many people, the Jews and the Gentiles. And it's almost like you are able to work with people that may not, like I said before, agree with you, but you are able to work things out. I think the affirmation also came when you were able to travel to Africa and get that experience of missionary work, being the only person of color on the team, nevertheless feeling part of the team, and just the affirmation is just from the Lord is just has shown me that you are able to get out of your comfort zone, go work with others that don't look like you, but you have that same mindset of reaching people wherever they may be.
Okay, thank you. What do you believe are my greatest strengths?
I believe your greatest strength is being organized, helping to another strength is supporting other churches via whether it's financially, volunteering, using the gifts you have to help others and support other ministries. You're organized, you're able to develop others, and that's it. I mean, that's not it, but for the question,
Okay.
that's what I have.
Okay.
Yeah, supporting others, being organized, knowing your your limitations, or and recognizing that those limitations can be temporary, and you can work on those things so that you may develop them and begin to get better at those things.
Okay. What are some areas you would recommend that I focus on to be better prepared for ministry?
What are some areas you would recommend that I focus on to be better prepared for ministry? Okay. I said one area to focus on is how to deal with change and conflict. Because as you know, in any ministry or any job you may have, there's bound to be some change and conflict, and how how best to deal with that. Fasting is another area that you could focus on. Networking and being accountability, and that comes with networking with others. Also, what did I write? Oh, leading in evangelism and community outreach. I know that's a passion and a goal for you, but I believe that's something you can focus on as you get prepared for the ministry that God has in store for you.
Okay. All right. What is one word of advice that you can give me to help my calling?
One word? One word. I don't think I have one word. Okay, so I said to be open to the Holy Spirit and to allow God to use you. That's more than one. Well, that's all part of one. And don't be concerned about what people think and say. Just know that God called you to do a work and you have to walk in it, no matter what people think or say, because God has the final say in everything.
Okay. In what roles or contexts do you believe I would serve best?
Okay. I believe you would be most impactful and successful in the role of a teacher. You are passionate about this and will most likely be preach, pray, and participate in this area of ministry. Ephesians 4:11 says, and he gave the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the shepherds, and teachers. I look at you as a teacher, so it was given to you, that gift of teaching, ministering, developing others. So since it was given, you have it. I believe the Lord is gonna open up a door for you to use your what he gave you.
Okay, thank you. What is your hope or prayer for me in this season of transition?
That's number 7, right?
Yes.
Yes. My hope and prayer for you this season is to be placed in a position that fits your gifts, passion, and calling, and that you would align with God's calling and any of the objectives that the job that you take entails, whether it be university or in a church setting, administration. But going back to some of the questions I answered earlier, I believe the call for you is to make disciples, teach And therefore, I'm believing that you'll be able to walk in it.
Okay. Last but not least, is there anything that I did not ask you that you want to share? So you could just say whatever's on your heart now. Things you may have covered, the main things that you may not have covered, or just anything else as I move from this chapter of my life to the next chapter of my life of ministry.
Is there anything that I did not ask that you want to share? I have a couple of things. I'm hoping that you have an opportunity to demonstrate your growth and your weaknesses, your strength and your weaknesses, while as you continue your education and your ministry. And what I mean by that is that you have grown a lot. You have the classes, whatever that you've taken over this period of time has allowed you to self-reflect, go over things, take things slow, to others, and work with others. So it is giving you a lot of skills and just a lot of things you've learned, but given you I would hope that you would get an opportunity to demonstrate those things. You know what I mean? Or you don't know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Okay. My question for you is, what goals do you have going forward?
My ultimate goal is to work in have a Sunday school class. Right now, I'm not teaching an adult Sunday school class or adult small group ministry, and my goal is to teach some Christian adults and help them in their growth in the discipleship walk. I want to do more than the traditional Sunday school curriculum, but add on a few things like Christian ethics and some of the other things that I've learned in seminary. I want to expand on that for the average adult that go to church. Not necessarily want to focus on the gifted that will go to seminary. That's fine. But I want to concentrate on the adults who may not have an opportunity to go to seminary, but would love to have seminary type training and exposure. And so that's my goal is to really hone in on that part of the congregation of adults who want to grow in the things of God, but not necessarily go to seminary, but would like to have some sort of seminary type exposure, not only theologically, but also missionary wise, to be able to expand their missionary opportunities, to be able to help them to recognize their gifting and callings, their spiritual gifts, their natural gifts, just to help them to come into the presence of God more in a way that they can hear from God on what God has for them. That may not be traditional, that may not be what they've grown up with, but it's still God. I mean, just as we learned in the Bible, Christ came, that was different from what the Old Testament people was looking. And so, I don't want to limit people to what they've been exposed in the past. I want to help them to be in the presence of God so that they can see what God has for them in the present and the future. And I know one of the things I would like to be a part of is like a Christian institute or Bible school, that has other classes. I don't necessarily want to run it. I just want to be one of the teachers on a staff of a local Bible institute that's run by a church. So that's one of the things I would like to do in my mind.
Okay. So coming to that, is your work environment important to you?
Yes, to the point that it'll help me to grow. I've worked. I worked in places where I worked, as you know, on a church staff, and I worked in corporate America. Uh, and there are pros and cons to both. Uh, and so, but I guess the best of both worlds is where I'm being challenged. I'm being valued first of all for what God has given me, and then I'm also being challenged to grow beyond my comfort zone and to be more, to expand what God has given me. And so that's what I sort of like look for in an environment that I feel comfortable enough to add and also to learn. And, I want to be able to give and to receive at the same time.
Okay. Well, those are the three, I believe, questions that I had for you. I think that you've done well, and look forward to seeing what God has in store for you.
All right. First, again, I want to thank you, my lovely wife, Eleanor, for taking the time out of her busy schedule, being an educator that she is with the kids, and being a loving wife and a great mother. Thanks again, and a great ministry partner for these 29 plus years. Without you are a gift from God, and thank you for that you've been with me on this journey, especially the last 5 years of this seminary, with all the ups and downs and ins and outs. And so, again, I thank you for taking the time, for granting me this interview, and may God bless you until I see you again.
Okay, have a great day.
Okay, you too.